What's up, yogis? You're in the machine. This is yoga for flexibility. Now, if you're thinking that's kind of redundant because all yoga is for flexibility, you're mostly right. But today we're going to focus on a concept of using the muscle in extension. Remember that building flexibility isn't just stretching out the muscle so it somehow gets longer. It's really about retraining the nerves in and around the muscles to accept new positions and new ranges of motion as safe and effective for the body. When you're inflexible, it's not really that your muscles are tight, it's that they're not used to the positions that you're putting them in. So the nerves are firing pain impulses and the muscles in response to protect you are seizing up. Today we're going to work on getting them used to these new positions by actually having them work in extension. If we can hold poses longer, make the muscles do something while they're there, and practice consistently, flexibility is a given. We're going to do it now. Let's make this happen. Let's get flexible. We're just going to warm up with 3 sun salutations to kind of practice this muscle engagement. Then we'll get into the flow. As usual, the first time through, I explain it all, maybe a little too much, and then we pick up the pace. Let's do it. Top of the space, top of the mat, wherever you are, mountain pose, feet together, shoulders up, back, and down, neutral pelvis, palms face forward, chin off the chest. One really big breath to get us started. As much air as you can suck in, little sip at the top, and then let it all go. All right, reach the hands out, palms together, bring them into heart center. Close your eyes for just a second. Maybe do a little inventory of your body. Think about what hurts, what you need, what you don't need. And now nice and easy, let's forward fold with a flat back until we start to feel that tension in the hamstrings. And then just let it hang for a second. And this is the first movement we're going to do that engages those muscles. So you should feel some real tension in the hamstrings from here, no matter how low you are. What I want you to do is lift up to a flat back and imagine you're using the hamstrings only for the lift. So it's not really easy to do, but imagine you're not using the back. So relax it down again. And now the hamstrings pull, drive your feet into the mat and pull yourself up to a flat back. Shoulder blades together. Wherever that point was that you have to round the back, that's your flat spot. And relax it one more time. Bend the knees a little if you need to. And using those hamstrings, pull it back up to a half lift. Let's bend our knees, plant our hands, step back left, then right, puts us in a plank. Push up, separate the scapula, still neutral pelvis, shift a little bit, chaturanga, hover, flip the toes, upward dog or cobra, whatever feels good. Shoulders back off the ears, arms pretty straight, legs pretty straight. Lead with the chest and lift those hips. Downward facing dog. First one, you pedal out a little bit maybe. Shake your head, yes and no, and maybe. If you can find some stillness and drive the heels, do that for just a second. And let's step it up. Right, then left. Another half lift. Forward fold as low as you can. Relax the head. Using the hamstrings, pull ourselves up to salute. Hands to center and go ahead and hold it there. Another little inventory of the body. What just felt good? What just felt bad? What do you need to change today compared to yesterday? What do you want to work on for tomorrow? Big inhale and let's exhale. Forward fold. Hands down, head relaxed. Inhale, half lift. Using those hamstrings, make them work even when they feel tight. And now let's bend our knees, plant the palms. We're going to go back right, then left, puts us in a plank. Remember, our plank's kind of like a cheating push-up. Our butt is a little bit high and our shoulders are a little bit round. Shift it forward, chaturanga dandasana. Flip the toes, up dog, shoulders off the ears, lift the hips, down dog. Remember to breathe. This is 2 out of 3. Hopefully this down dog feels a little bit better, looking for that upside down V shape. And let's step it up. Left, then right, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands together, bring them down, heart center. Another little inventory. Hopefully you're getting a feel for the body today. Hopefully you haven't hurt yourself yet. And last sun sal before we start this flow. Hinging at the hips. Forward fold. Reaching down, engaging those hamstrings to half lift. Bend the knees, plant the palms. If you're ready, hop it back. If not, do your thing. I'm gonna hop it back and land at the bottom of the chaturanga, right to an up dog. And then lift the hips, right to a down dog. We're going to bend our knees, look forward, hop it up to a yogi squat. Set it down, settle in. The rest of this flow is going to come out of chair. We're going to be stepping back, not stepping up. So from here, just take it easy. Try to squat down, looking for compression. You might not have it yet. You might be up on your heels. That's cool. It's your yoga. And now let's plant the fingertips, lift the hips, walk those feet together, sweep the arms back, bend the knees, sweep them up. Reaching up, chair pose. We're going to reach them down, stepping it back, left foot in a right runner's lunge, just a little bit of movement here. No big deal, whatever feels good to you. If you're up on blocks, that's cool. If you're on fingertips, that's cool. If you're down on palms, that's cool. But don't rest your chest on the thigh. You want a little bit of space. You're still engaging your back. Let's find some stability. If that means you have to widen your stance, no problem. Drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. Hands interlaced, fingers interlaced, hands together. Let's bring it up. Push on the top of that right thigh. Drop the hips. Try to keep them square. And we're going to engage again. So without actually coming out of this little lunge, we're going to squeeze as if we want the right heel to drive back toward the left knee and vice versa. So in this stretch of that psoas muscle, we're going to pull and make it work. It should really add to the tension. And now relax, drop a little bit lower. Let's open it up. So we're going to twist to the right, arms in opposite directions. This time, one more squeeze. Pull that front leg toward the back leg and vice versa. And now right arm goes behind. Put it wherever it fits. Maybe reach for the far pocket. Maybe grab a butt cheek. Whatever works for you. Face the front again. This is keeping this shoulder in place as we reach up and back. Big stretch of that psoas. And now without moving it, imagine you want to pull that left knee toward this left elbow. Engaging the muscle. Left hand is going to point the way back behind us. We're going to get that left foot out of the way, and we're going to stretch the right leg forward. So for now, put your toes where they want to be. We're still warming up. You're getting a little adductor inside of the thigh. If you turn it out, a little hamstring outside of the thigh. This is kind of a lazy version of a side lunge, which we're going to work to, and then we're going to work to an actual flying monkey. This is a big key to this. We're going to come forward using our hamstring. So I stay really low and don't push off the back, but pull with the front. Push off the mat, drop the back heel, rise it up nice and easy. Warrior B. Reach up, reverse, windmill those arms down, step it up, forward fold. Make whatever adjustments you need to. We're going to bend the knees as we sweep the arms back. Reach up, do it all on the left side. Reach down, plant the hands, stepping the right foot back. Puts us in this left runner's lunge, a little bit of kind of unorganized movement here. Still warm it up. Remember, up on blocks, fingertips, palms, but don't slump over that front thigh. And remember to breathe. And let's bring the front knee over the front ankle. Drop the back knee. Uncurl the toes. Interlace the fingers. Set them on top of the thigh. Push up as we drop those hips. Square to the front of the room with the shoulders. And now let's try that little squeeze. Staying low. Staying in a stretch. Pull that left heel back and drive that right knee forward. And release it. Maybe one more time. Let's open it up with a little twist, this time to the left. Arms in opposite direction, turning to the left. Staying low in that lunge. Maybe another little squeeze. Anytime you want to engage these muscles while they're stretched, go for it. We're going to take the left hand, reach it behind wherever it fits, even if you have to kind of help it over. And then we're going to face the front, stay low, and lift. So this is keeping that left shoulder back as we reach and help stretch the psoas muscle through the abdomen. And maybe another little pull here. Imagine, without actually moving, that this elbow, right elbow, is going to drop down as you squeeze the right knee toward it. This finger is going to point the way to the back as we get that right foot out of the way. Straighten the left leg. Extend it a little bit. Just move it. Supporting ourselves is kind of a lazy version of a side lunge. But we're going to pick up the pace, I promise. You're in the machine now. And we're going to come forward again using this hamstring. So this is kind of giving us practice to do it for real later. Stay low and do less pushing off with the back and more pulling with the front. Hands down, straighten the back leg, spin the back heel, rise it up. Warrior B. Shoulders are over hips. Remembering to breathe. Let's stay in the lunge and reverse it. And then swing those arms down, stepping it up. Again, less spring with the back, more pull with the front. Puts us back in this chair pose. Sweeping the arms back, reaching the arms up. Remembering to breathe. Let's bring our hands heart center, nice and easy. Step this back. Find Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent. It doesn't matter how bent. Now we're going to reach up. And here we're going to engage again. So pull back with the right and forward with the left. Just one time. Let it go. Open it up. Little twist to the right. We're going to find that connection with the right hand, however far back it goes, maybe to the pocket. Face the front. Reverse. Stay in the lunge. Big side body stretch on that left psoas. Now this finger, the left finger, points the way to the back and we drop it down, side lunge. So we're getting a little more precise with our form here. Quad is engaged, toes are up. Still bracing with the fingertips. And now using the hamstring, less of the back leg with the push and more of the front leg with a pull. Stay low, pull your way to that warrior B. And remember to breathe. Palm up, reverse. Windmill those arms down. Again, use the front leg, pull. Puts us in another chair pose, sweeping it back, reaching it up. You notice no breaks here. We're making these muscles work. Hands heart center, stay low. Nice and easy, back and to the right with the right leg. So a teeny bit of weight goes to the left. Stepping it back. Find that lunge. Reach up. And again, engage. Pull a little back with the left and a little forward with the right. Relax it, sink a little deeper. Open it up. Twisting to the left. Remembering to breathe. And now let's find that pocket. So reach back left, wherever you can go. Face the front again. Keeps this shoulder in place as we reverse. Remembering to breathe. And now the right hand points the way. Side lunge to the back of the mat. So again, a little more form here. Let's keep our spine up. Let's engage this quad, toes peeled back. And here we go into a warrior B, trying to use the front leg. So it probably feels stretched. That's cool. You're going to use a little bit of the back, but mainly staying low and pulling right into warrior B. Remembering to breathe, shoulders over hips, palm up, reverse. Windmill the arms down, pulling with the front leg. Puts us back in this chair. Let's do it again. This time, the best looking, the lowest, the most flexible. Reaching up, chair pose. Put the weight back in the heels. When you look down, you should see your big toes. Hands to heart center. Little shift right with control. Stepping that left foot back. Nice and low, arms up. Anjaneyasana. Remembering to breathe. Little pull with the left, little pull with the right. Make that muscle work. And now let's open it up. Basically adds to the pull because now there's a twist of the hip on that muscle. Find your spot with the right, whatever spot you like. Face the front again. Reverse. Reach up and back with the left. Left will point the way all the way down. If it's in your practice, this time a flying monkey. So you're flat in the heel. Your right leg is straight. Maybe arms out to counterbalance like me. Maybe you're up a little bit, balancing on the ball of the foot. That's cool. Eventually you'll get low enough that that heel is flat and the hip is compressed. Now, using the right leg as low as I can be, pulling myself to the warrior B. Remembering to breathe. And now palm up, reverse warrior. Windmill those arms down. Plant using the front leg, pulling me. Chair pose one more time. Then we'll add some stretches, arms back, arms up. Remembering to breathe, weight in the heels. Hands to heart center, nice and easy. Back with the right. Settle it in, low hips, straight back leg, bent front leg. Reach up, Anjaney. We're gonna pull a little with the right forward, pull a little with the left back, scissoring motion with the legs. And we'll open it up, turning to the left. Remembering to breathe. Find that spot with the left. Face the front, square shoulders. Right arm up and back. Palm faces back. And now the right arm leads the way. This time, we got a flying monkey. If you have to settle into it, no problem. If your heel's not flat, also no problem. I kind of counterbalance because the weight of my behind, I don't know if you've noticed that. So I need something in the front, otherwise I fall back. If you're falling back and you catch yourself, it's no big deal. No one's watching. And now using that front leg, pull yourself, staying low, warrior B. Remember to breathe. Palm up, reverse. Let's windmill those arms down. Stepping it up, using the front leg. Chair pose. Sweep the arms. Reach the arms, rise up. Hands heart center. Shake it out, take a breath, maybe a sip of water. Whatever you need. We're gonna do 3 forward folds with this counter pressure, with this pull. So let's put our feet at about hip width, hinging at the hips. Reach down, trying to find the big toe grip, peace sign fingers inside the big toes. If you don't have that, find any grip. Grab your pants, grab the back of your legs. But what we want to do is find the tension and then pull those muscles like it's bringing us lower. So here's the tension. I want to go lower. I'm going to engage the muscles in the front and imagine I'm using those hamstrings, not really the hands, but the hamstrings to pull me down. Once I'm there, I'll pull a little bit. What's keeping me down is gravity, the pull with my arms, and the pull down with these hamstrings. So I'm engaging them, and they're going to be sore tomorrow. Let me assure you. Remember to breathe, let your head hang heavy. Now let's use them to pull us up. Ooh. This is one you don't want to do 2 days in a row. Shake it out. One more grip. We're going to go gorilla style, palms, hands under the feet. Same activity in the hamstrings though. So let's forward fold, flat back. If they'll go under, I want my hands all the way, toes to the crease of the wrist. Pulling down with the hamstrings first. My arms aren't really doing anything. When I max it out, I'm going to pull with the arms and the hamstrings. And remember to breathe for 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Use those hamstrings to bring us up. Pull, 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 pull. Shake it out one more time. Last pose, stomach will be glued to the thighs. So you might not straighten your legs, or you might, whatever works for you, it's your yoga. I'm gonna look for the cup grip behind the heels. This is kind of Bikram inspired. Bend all the way down, feet together. I actually grab with my fingertips, so my arm will rotate, will pivot back behind my calves. Now I pin those fingertips. I stick my stomach to my thighs. I start to bring the arms and the hands behind the heel, and I pull down as I lift my hips, completely folded in half. No room for light or air. Quick engagement of those hamstrings for 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy, letting it go, having the hamstrings pull me up. We're going to find our way to a seated position. Do that however you like. I'm just going to go Sukhasana right to the mat, okay? Starting off in this easy posture, all we're going to do is lean forward. So make sure your pelvis is tipped back. Like if your hips were a cup, you're pouring water out the front. So we want that anterior tilt, not a posterior, anterior. From here, we're going to lean forward to find a stretch in the hips. You might not go down very far, but this is a great one to do if you're sitting watching TV or just hanging out. From here, both of those hips should have a little stretch on them, and I'm gonna use them to push me back up. Only the hips. Imagine not using your back. I'm gonna push myself back up, and I'm gonna find the stretch again. Relax everything. Forward fold as low as I can go. Maybe I'm way down on the mat, and now, using the hips. It's hard not to do. It's hard not to engage the back. But I want to imagine I'm pulling with the hips from that stretch position, making them do some work. One more time. Relaxed, anterior tilt to the pelvis, tailbone away. And then forward, as far as I can go. And then coming back up, using the hips. So remember, I can hang out halfway and keep those hips engaged, or I can go all the way up. Really quick, let's stack them and do the same thing. So right knee in front, left knee over. You might not get them knee over knee. It doesn't matter. This still works. If you can get them knee over knee, even if you have to push them into place, you're going to bring yourself down over that top leg. And then try to use the hips. This is kind of cool because you can push with the tops of your feet on the mat to come out. One more stretch. And now push with the tops of your feet using those hips. Last one. Even if you're not low, even if you're about here, you're still going to push actually the sides of the feet down to come up. Let's switch it out. Left foot on the bottom, left leg on the bottom, right leg over the top. Doesn't matter how far over you get the top leg. If you can push it into place and really stack them, good for you. Let's relax and fold over. And then let's use the hips to bring us back up. Relax and fold over. And use the hips to bring us back up. Last one. Fold it and stretch it. And from the stretch, push back up. Excellent. Bring the feet out in front of us, kind of like we're riding a little go-kart. One more for the hamstrings, just to show you how I can really engage these muscles. So let's flatten them, lean forward, find the stretch. And now we're gonna bring the heels back toward us just a little bit, like a foot or even less, by dragging them into the mat and pulling back as we rise up a little bit. So one more time, straighten the legs, forward fold, however far down you go, as long as you're feeling the tension, and then start pulling those hamstrings back toward us, pulling those heels, using those hamstrings, back up to this seated position in your little go-kart. Straighten the legs, fold, and now bring them back. Pull the heels toward you as you sit upright. Two more for the legs. Little hurdler stretch like you did in gym class, hero pose. If you want to do both, I'm actually going to bring both legs behind me. Only going to do this one once because it can be a little rough on the knees. What's important with this is that my feet aren't way out from my hips. So my feet are kind of tucked under me, and then I barely wiggle my buns to the mat. From here, I start to go back. I could go all the way back, but what I want to do is use these quads in this really extended position. So I'm bracing with my arms, tipping the pelvis forward, posterior tilt to add to the stretch. Now, as much as I can do this with my quads, I want to. I don't want to use that much arm, so I'm actually going to drive and pull myself back up. The knees will even come off the mat some, using the quads and extension. Because of this total compression at the knee, it can be a little rough. So I know I only said one, but we're going to do two to make sure you get it. So find the stretch. If you don't find the stretch, it could be because you're absorbing some of the tension with this anterior tilt. So posterior tilt, tuck the tailbone under you. Go back until you feel a stretch. And now use those quads push the tops of the feet into the mat to bring us back forward. There you go. Let's get the adductors really quick and call it a day because we're going to be sore tomorrow. Baddha Konasana. We're going to bring the feet towards us, heels toward the groin. I like to get this one by grabbing all 10 toes and then all 5 fingers, and I'll bring myself forward. We can do this one at a time or both, but from this really extended spot, with my knees as low as they go, I'm either going to push out with my arms, using my forearms, and lift up, find the stretch again, push out and down, and lift up against it, find the stretch again, push out and down, and lift the stretch against that tension. Now you could sit all the way up and push with your palms, but sometimes that puts weight back and throws you off balance. You can also do this one at a time. So I get all 10 toes, I push down on one side and lift up. Push down, lift up. One more, let's make it a magic number 3. Push down, lift up. Other side, switch the grip, lean a little to the left, push down on the right, and lift up. Push down a little bit, lift up from that point of extension, push down, stretch it out, and then lift it up. If you like this, it's making sense, you think it's adding to your flexibility, do yourself a favor and look up Proprioceptive Neuromuscular Facilitation, PNF. It's a fancy way of describing what we've just been doing. Let's finish with some really quick spinal twists. Right leg in, left leg over, right elbow outside of the top of the left thigh. Push up with the left hand, straighten the spine. Little twist looking to the left. By the way, this is not PNF. We're not stressing out the spine and then asking it to do something that might not be perfect unless you got a really young spine, which is not me. Just a little spinal twist. Make sure you're looking back behind you, pointing the chin behind you to get the cervical vertebrae involved. When it feels good, nice and easy, unwind it, maybe a little counter pose. Let's switch it out. Left on the bottom, right over the top. Left elbow outside of the right thigh. Right hand pushes back behind to keep us upright and straight. And an easy little twist, looking to the right. Remember, don't just twist from the lower back. Turn your chin behind you to get those cervical vertebrae. When you feel like you're even on both sides, unwind it, maybe a little counter pose. Remember, like I said in the opening, P and F, this use of the muscle and extension, it's a concept. I just want you to get the feel for it so you can apply it anywhere you're doing yoga or trying to stretch. Maybe leave me a comment down below if it worked for you. If it didn't, if you pulled a muscle something, I'll just erase that one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the little bell. Namaste.
But the whole point of the machine is to relieve you of that suffering.